Hello to my Libras. This is Queen Amon-Ra coming to you with your general reading, Libras. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on, Libras. All right, let's go. We have a full moon that's coming up, a full blood moon coming up very, very soon on the 7th, Libras. And how it's going to affect you is a full blood moon in Pisces on the same day as a total lunar eclipse. So lunar eclipse, we're in eclipse season. So total lunar eclipses are about totally letting go of something. So full blood moon in Pisces is highly emotional and cleansing lunar eclipse. And a Libra, it highlights healing and daily balance and also ways that you can care for your body and spirit. So because Pisces energy is compassionate and intuitive, it asks Libra to move beyond surface harmony and tend to, deeper wellness, right? So in the areas of health, habits, and daily routines, for you all, this eclipse spotlights your routines, your work, your patterns, overall well-being. You all often prioritize others and strive for balance in relationships, but under this lunation, you may realize that certain habits, jobs, or responsibilities are draining you. And so the blood moon is going to push you to release what no longer supports your health and peace of mind, right? In an area of emotional and spiritual healing, this moon is going to bring intuitive, almost mystical awareness. So for Libra, this may manifest as strong need for rest, reflection, or spiritual practices like meditation or journaling. You may uncover emotional roots behind physical stress, and the eclipse encourages gentle self-care and healing. And then last but not least is relationships through service. So this moon highlights how you give and receive support in practical ways. You may be reminded that maintaining harmony in relationships requires not only compromise but also self-nourishment. So overgiving could be revealed as a pattern to break. So if you're an overgiver, this moon is going to stop that. I love what I see when I look in the mirror, right? All right. Somebody is a prayer warrior, right? You're a prayer warrior. And you may have thought before you needed to align yourself with people who you need to pray with until you realize you've been trying to collaborate with certain people and they've been stabbing you in the back. So source is saying to you, somebody is about to find out that there's two energies that you thought that you could collaborate with, that you could work with, until you realize they've been doing stuff behind your back for years. And it's going to show up in a way through somebody that you love. And you're going to say, I love what I see when I look in the mirror because I prayed. Somebody going to be like, I love what I see when I look in the mirror, because you're going to see just how opposite you and somebody have been, somebody that you love, just how opposite you all are. Because you were praying by yourself while they were praying together. P-R-E-Y while you were P-R-A-Y. Somebody is going to tell you something very heartbreaking that happened behind your back. Somebody was going through a nightmare. Somebody that you love was going through a nightmare. They was trying to wake up from. It's almost like somebody couldn't even tell you what they were going through, because every time they felt like they wanted to heal, something else was going on. And this is what you have in common. It's like, as soon as you try to move on from one thing, boom, something else happens, right? So somebody's going to tell you, somebody was blindsided. It's like, what the heck? As soon as one thing happened, it's like all heck was breaking loose. Somebody trying to heal from one thing, here comes something else, right? So somebody try to put an end to somebody that you love, just blindsiding some people. This second house. Somebody could have Taurus in their birth chart. Their moon sign could be Taurus, right? Because I'm seeing depth of water here. So somebody had a depth of emotion around something that they were heartbroken over. So they just created anything. So this, excuse me, this moon in Pisces, you kept having a belief about something, but you weren't really sure exactly what it was. And like I always say, like when the moon, as it's waxing and waning through these zodiac signs, you get a chance to see how everybody handles their emotions, right? Some people will take the moon and go, oh, this is a great opportunity to go create something. This is where I can write a book. I can write a couple of chapters in a book. I can go do a job search. I can go look for, look for a job. I can build a house, a dog house, an outhouse. I can go on a trip. Like some people create something, thing, but then some people look for an opportunity. They don't want to heal. They don't want to heal. Any little thing that they hear is going to trigger some kind of a nightmare. So if that means they hear something, instead of them saying, okay, I'm not tuning into something that's causing me nightmare, they're going to keep listening until their heart just keeps cracking open and open and open and open and open. And they just looking for a reason to blindside somebody, right? And this time it's somebody that you love, right? They just created something. And so for you, you're creating a space for yourself, possibly it's for somebody else, that feels very safe and feels very protected, away from nightmares. You're trying to protect where somebody can really feel nurtured in your space, because you've been having all these feelings about something. You're just like, yeah, so you got a lot of money coming across your path because something was just totally unnecessary. Somebody was just, it's like somebody just has a hot head. Somebody, it's not like somebody has a hot head. Somebody actually has a hot head. Somebody said something about somebody's heart was broken, and they said it possibly behind someone's back. This is what you have in common with somebody. And so somebody went and got some energies of blindside somebody, right? So something that you could be hearing is just like somebody created something, right? Just ridiculous. Yeah. Ace of anything is first house. Right, so first house, Aries rules first house. We're not necessarily talking about an Aries, but somebody created something just to get money. They created something just to get money, right? And so it's one thing for a person to say that they're creating something like, okay, they're going to create a book, right? They're going to create a book. Or they're going to collaborate, because we're talking about collaboration here when you talk about head and heart being at war. Like, oh, who do I collaborate with? I want to collaborate. I want to get together. Let's get together and talk. And so some people are saying, okay, doesn't necessarily sound like the greatest idea. All right, then some people move on, right? You may get 1,000 no's before you get that one yes, right? But then you got some people who, when their heart is broken, they want to blindside people, be sneaky and blind. They just want to create any reason to just get some money, to blindside some people. So the reason why you love what you see when you get in the mirror, because something came through the air for you, that somebody was living a nightmare. Something came to the air for you, that somebody is living in a nightmare, and you're like, okay, you kept getting some kind of visions or something. You kept hearing something. And I'm not trying to make this like spooky or weird for some people, like, oh, you were hearing voices, right? You could have the gift of clairaudience, but not to make it sound like, okay, like the Twilight Zone. You could just, when I say clairaudience, you could have memories. Like, sometimes people replay conversations back over their mind. Like, okay, when I talked to this person, they didn't sound like everything was okay. They didn't sound like they were completely healed. Like, you could be talking to somebody like a loved one that sound like, okay, they just gonna keep busy working. That's gonna heal the heartbreak, right? But the other person is another side to the number 3, right? There's another side. So whoever the other person is, they may not look at it that way. That may not be their love language. Work may not be their love language. They may literally be sitting there like, okay, they cause me a nightmare, I'm gonna cause them a nightmare. Like, what? How about go be successful? Go be successful. And just say, okay, well, I'm not talking to somebody no more. I'm just gonna move on with my life. So somebody said something, and somebody was like, oh, so they talking about me behind my back, and we know where this person, who we know where this person is. What, something crazy, who knows? Anyway, let's keep it moving forward. So anyway, you're using this full moon wisely. You are using this full moon wisely, is what I'm seeing here in your cards. Yeah, here's the 7 of Swords here. See how this person is bent down? They got a hoodie on, but the ancestors are telling on somebody. This is what I talk about in my readings. Whenever you have any kind of an exchange, you want to recall all parts of yourself. Any kind of an exchange. You go out anywhere you go out, You go out to get ice cream. You go to worship services. You want to recall all parts of yourself, right? So at the end of the day, you're talking to people. You're sensitive enough to pick up on people's, their energy. You're picking up on people's energy. People looking at pictures, they're zooming in. Oh, do you recognize that background? That's where they hang out, that kind of stuff. Just craziness. So Source is saying to you, yeah. So here we have the Seven of Swords here. So something is coming to an end. Something is coming to an end because your ancestors keep telling you something. A nightmare for you and somebody is coming to an end because somebody had to create something in order for them to speed up a process of getting some money. They had to speed up something. And I know that because of the number 7. They're like, okay, something isn't being happening fast enough. So the polarity to 7 is 4. So somebody's like, okay, we need to make something happen faster. We need some money fast. We need to make something happen fast. It's something that's not happening fast enough. And just like you love what you see when you look in the mirror because you're praying for something, just like you love what you see when you look in the mirror because you prayed for something first. And you took the high road and you went right on the bed. You walked right into your bedroom. This you walked into your bedroom or slept on the couch or whatever you did. You stayed yourself in the house. This you right here. 7 and 4 is 11, right? You could have, when you felt something come through the air, you heard something in your spirit, you could have bolted out of the door. That's an impulsive action. Oh my God, I'm hearing something, right? I'm just impulsive, just pew out the door. But something told you to pray about something first, right? That would be like a time split. Sometimes it happens like you forget your keys in the house, or like something happens, like something will say, no, you need to, hang back, whatever, just, relax, whatever. But something told you to fall back, right? Something told you to fall back. You gotta, yeah, so you're getting a message about something. You're getting something is coming through the air about something that happened behind someone's back. That this is what you have in common with someone. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So when you go into prayer and Source is guiding you, like while someone was at work. While someone was at work. Something real unhealthy around money. So while someone was at work, something was going on behind someone's back. While somebody was working on something very unhealthy was going on behind someone's back. 2 people's backs. People just creating stuff because they want money. And so somebody is saying legally something isn't happening fast enough, so we need to take some kind of action. So we need to do it we need to do it at night while somebody's asleep. So this can mean anything. This can mean anything. Here's a judgment card. So somebody's trying to bring judgment down on someone's 8th house around money. So somebody's trying to bring judgment down on someone's 8th house around money, right? Somebody's trying to connect someone to something, right? So somebody is doing something behind an Aquarius's back. Somebody's saying that an Aquarius is talking about somebody behind your back, somebody that you have in common with somebody. So somebody's like, okay, they'll be at work, they work these hours, they'll be here, they'll be there, this kind of thing. Because somebody's just tired, somebody's obsessed with something. And so somebody is kind of tired of waiting, right? So here we have the Page, and somebody is trying to send a message. So somebody is trying to, so Page energy, Page of Cups is messenger energy, right? That something is deep. Like somebody is like, okay, somebody has some deep emotions around something. So somebody is trying to send a message by any means necessary, right? So here's the Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups, I want to say came out twice. Yeah. So this is why I say in my readings for everybody, whoever's tuned in, my cross watchers, anything that you look at on social media can apply to anybody. You see celebrity stories on there, right? And it can apply to anybody. And half people don't even know these celebrities. But you watch it long enough, you be like, okay, that could be anybody. That could be you, literally. But somebody is basically like, you know, send somebody a message to end something. So 10 of Cups here. Yeah, somebody wants to put an end to something, but across. Somebody wants somebody to leave. Look how these people are waving. Am I here? Somebody's like, they don't want certain energy, like, or their kids. You see the two little kids here and the two people. And somebody doesn't know whether something is true or not. Somebody doesn't know whether something was true or not. All somebody knows about you and possibly somebody else is that somebody recorded a conversation. This is what this is here. Somebody was working, right? Somebody recorded a conversation. And something could have been an overflow, you know, like from a conversation. Like, so somebody created something. It's almost like somebody took, y'all know how like people like cut film on a cutting board. It's like somebody like edited something, right? And somebody says, we're going to send a message, but it's something is edited, right? But you don't know for certain whether something is true or not because somebody never got to the root of something. Because you're starting out with the heart chakra. You're starting out with the heart chakra, which is a higher chakra, right? And so somebody just did something for money. That's it. Somebody did something for money. Yeah, so here we have Justice card. So yeah. Yep, somebody just did something for money. So this looks like, I mean, I don't know. It could be a man with, you know, shoulder length hair, but it's kind of like you got two people with heels on. So you really don't know, right? It's like whoever this is, like has an issue with, I mean, I guess people of a certain community. I don't really know. I'm just reading what I'm seeing here on the cards. So I don't know. You're going to have to look, you're going to have to kind of pray about it and see, like take from the reading, whatever you take from the reading. But you're dealing with, like I said before, somebody's dealing with some vain and vengeful, green with envy energies who, this could be you. You could work from home, right? And you could make your money from home. I guess, I mean, you could be very creative. I don't know what, I mean, creative spirits. You could be an author, whoever. You could be, on some cards it has like a music note, but not on this card here. Whatever it is, but you're dealing with some energies who've been wanting to bring judgment down on somebody, but legally bring bring judgment on somebody. They're obsessed with doing it, right? So they could just create anything. Here we have the Knight of Wands here, and they're ruthless about it. But so it's just saying you're free. So yeah. This right here. See this person right here on this card right here? They got the laptop open here. So, so somebody's just going to create anything. If they got to break into somebody's laptop to create something, they're going to create something. So, like I said, ruthless. Creating something. So, like I said, cutting up something. Like something like, that's what you see in the Ace of Cups here. Somebody's like, okay, let's start at the beginning of something. So somebody says, okay, well, here's the beginning. But somebody wants to send a message. But where's the beginning of the message? With all this technology, how when somebody starting the beginning of something? Like, anyway. So here we have the Lover's card. So you're making some kind of a decision about something. You're making a decision about something. Also, what you have coming across your path is a partnership in love and or in business. So this is twin flame energy as well. So you're trying to have a healthy work-life balance here. And someone who is trying to send a message to you of some kind of overflow of something. It would be like, for instance, I'll give you an example of something. Let's say, for instance, somebody starts out talking about work, right? Because I'm talking about water. Water connects us with sacral chakra, right? So sacral chakra connects us with the variety, right? So basic need for sacral chakra is variety. So for example, let's say people are talking about a variety of things. They're talking about things. You got 10 cups here. You're talking about a variety of things. So you could be talking about stuff that gives you joy. You can be talking about what you're creating. You could be talking about adaptability. You could be talking about sensuality, fertility. Meaning you could be talking about your kids. Be talking about writing books. You could be talking about, let's say, tarot. You could be talking, because I'm reading cards here. You could be talking about creating some new cards or oracle cards or whatever. You can be talking about a variety of things. That's what sacral chakra is, right? Your emotional range. A lot of things you could be talking about. Somebody created something from an overflow, possibly, of a conversation where you don't know who initiated a conversation. In other words, somebody's being very creative with something. That's how ruthless somebody is with the Ten of Cups. They're trying to end certain energy. So that would be like, what's the name of the show that used to come on? I want to say Three's Company. Because this show used to do a really, really good at this. Like when somebody would walk in to like a portion of a conversation and they wouldn't get the beginning of the conversation, but it'd be something they could be talking about somebody else. Well, I heard this and such and such and such and such, but somebody didn't hear that I heard the part. They just went right into a story about something, right? And created something. That's what this energy is doing. Here we have the King of Wands here. And so people were just waiting to pounce on something. So this energy is like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm just going to create something. I'm good with the computer. That's what this energy is. I'm good with the computer. I'm going to create something because I'm sick and tired of waiting. That's what this energy did. Here's the Eight of Cups here. Cold-blooded. This right here. So in hindsight, somebody is now like, okay, I wish I had walked away. I wish I had gotten to the root of something, because here's somebody is working 8 hours a day, and this is what you can relate to. This is what you can relate to. You trying to heal, and here come every time you trying to heal, somebody doing something behind your back, blindsiding you, creating some stuff that's just not even there. So now somebody is now like, okay, the energies are just cold-blooded. They just looking for big money. Somebody looking for some kind of big money. By any means necessary. Life insurance policy, if they can't get it, like squeezing from a turnip. Anything. So somebody is now starting to pay attention to some stuff. Somebody's like, okay, people just creating just any old thing. So something about your energy here, like I said before, somebody is now looking at somebody real differently now, and just how somebody could, you know, really, really be an open enemy. Like how somebody could really, really be an open enemy. So here we have, be patient. The answers are coming. Yeah, crown chakra cleanse. You're adjusting your crown. Here we have, the best is yet to come. Somebody has not been completely honest with you about something, so you're not returning their call. Yeah, let go and let God. Message from your ancestors. Root chakra cleanse. Yeah, you're pulling something up at the root, because you're just like, okay, what in the world? Somebody literally sitting at home, you know, editing recordings. Like they're going to just make something happen. Like they just, you know, whoever this is not, it's kind of like if you were to ask them, okay, so where's the beginning of something? Like somebody just started right there. Somebody just started, they just started talking right there. Like, that's heartbreaking to hear. But where is the, because we're starting at 3 of Swords. But where's the Ace of Swords, right? That's what I'm saying. What's the motive? Because that's Ace of Swords. What would be the motive if somebody would say that? Where's even a 2 of Swords? To say that about somebody behind their back, like what's? So somebody is definitely doing something behind someone's back, like somebody doing something behind your back, like somebody's not even asking a motive. And why would somebody say that about a loved one? Why? Because too many people have the same thing in common. Like, come on, one yes from God is all you need. Anyway, it's time to heal your wounded warrior. That's your wounded heal. That would be your Chiron. Chiron is currently retrograde, but yeah, somebody went into their computer. They just went to, you know. Instead of taking those skills and saying, okay, I'm going to go back to school. this would be a great time. You know, like I said, I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna get a degree in something else, something having to do with computers. Somebody just decided, okay, let me put my skills to use and let me start splicing up some stuff and just creating stuff. I'm tired of waiting on something. Your intuition was telling you something. So each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Like I said, you can look at stuff on social media and see how people treat each other. I mean, everybody is celebrated in some way, shape, form, or fashion. People who was working at home 8 hours a day, celebrities, people are treated the same. People are motivated by different things. Some people, they see somebody working from home because this person is working from home. This person looks like they're working from home. Like they dress casual, they got their socks on. You don't even see your shoes on their feet. Somebody's working from home and somebody feels some kind of way. So they zoomed in on that. They were like, okay, a couple zoomed in on that. They must be doing something unhealthy and wounded. We're going to make something happen. So, triumph. We're going to make something happen. We're going to create something. If it's not there, we're going to create it. We're going to create a problem. So, yeah. So, somebody was tempted by money in a very unhealthy and wounded way. Thinking that somebody working from home is making more than somebody who has to go outside. So depending on where you work, you may work less. I mean, you may earn less, actually. So here's your number, 711, persistence. So reap the rewards of your efforts. You've been working very hard towards your goals, but at some point you have to take all that you've done and benefit from it. Your angels ask you to honor your growth. Reflect on something you've been working on for a long time and think about how far you've come. Really give yourself some credit for lessons learned, tasks accomplished, and fears faced. Give yourselves a pat on the back. So you're closing out a cycle with some energies who, like I said, first house, they first impression of people, their first impression is a lasting impression, and that's what they talk about. First impression is a last impression. And this is throat chakra. You're closing out a cycle. That would be like literally your neighbors looking through your window. There's a window right here. They looking at through your window. They see you could be working. Oh, this person, they work from home. And we got to physically go into the office. They don't know if you got a disability. They don't know what's going on. You could live, this person looks like they're sitting in a very comfortable chair. Somebody could have back problems. It could be anything. But the people just looking through your window, seeing that you're working from home. And so this person has greenery outside of their home, so somebody could have a front yard or something like that, and people are just looking and just talking about something, right? So here we have allowing. So radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. Yeah, somebody just looking for any excuse to pounce on something, which is actually sad because whoever's doing this to you or anybody else is really blocking their own blessings. They really are, because at some point they may ask, hey, you know, because they have a north node to get to. Remember, you rule 7th house. Capricorn rules 10th house, right? So somebody's going to be trying to get to their north node. And the same, I'm telling y'all, people are going to be focused on them the same exact way. And they're going to be asking why. They won't be able to figure out for the life of them why. Somebody wanted to end somebody. Somebody wanted to end somebody. They wanted to triumph over somebody. They wanted to somebody wanted to raise a flag. That's what this is. Somebody wanted to come out victorious. They wanted to win by any means necessary. Somebody was going to go out blazing, like for real. Like somebody was like, you know what? I got the key. I know how to do this. Such and such and such. So I'm going to make some stuff happen. And see how this person is on this horse? Somebody was like just galloping through something, just like, okay, I know how to make something happen. Something is happening too slow. I know how to make it happen faster. And that's a shame. They ain't pray about something. They just went straight in because they wanted to send a message. So something happened to somebody, Libra, whoever, you are. Something happened where somebody didn't think about it. They just went straight in. All they saw was big money for something, whoever you are. And it happens to whether you, like I said, work from home or you publicly out there. It happens to a whole lot of people. Because that's what some people are motivated by. Somebody thinks that, somebody looking at your life, like looking at somebody else's life, thinks that they want to swap lives with you. Not even knowing, this is a destiny swap for money. Somebody thinks that you making more money than they are, not knowing the work that you put in. They don't know the particulars of something. They're starting at 8 of Pentacles. They're not starting at Ace of Pentacles, right? Yeah, so outrage is openness. So dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed and I am open to receive. Yep. So we see this stuff on social media all the time. How people be attacking, you know, they want somebody else's life. They look at a celebrity's life, and I'm sure, I don't know who's watching my channel. People do this to celebrities all the time. They look at a celebrity's life and they like, oh, they see the this and that. They see the this and that. They want their life by any means. So they create stuff. But everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a 10th house, a vocation, an inner calling, and so somebody get ready to start seeing people like every day, like you seeing people just like you. They put their pants on just like you do. But yeah, somebody was waiting to pounce on something. So here we have. Yeah, sacral chakra. That's what we're talking about. Variety, right? Just creating stuff. Instead of this, right? See this energy right here? This energy right here is like draw a self-portrait. So if you have a mirror handy or a portrait of someone else, pro tips: pets make excellent right brain subjects. So only use your right brain to do it. This is what this card says here. So how, but only looking at the subject and not paper. So no peeking and all of that. So somebody was trying to create something behind somebody's back because they really want to know, what is this person doing 8 hours a day? We got people watching. They just seem like they're not doing anything. They seem like they just, you know, let's look at the background. Let's follow this person around. What's going on? So you don't need to live a life of paranoia at all. So something that you're doing here, somebody did something that they weren't supposed to do. They just created something. They just created something they weren't supposed to create. So you'll find out. Remember, time is relative. You'll find out something. All right, that's what I have for you. Bye.